Okay, good afternoon. This video is for 6th and 7th periods. Now, I didn't get a chance because I was into the 6.2 lesson from yesterday, so I didn't get a chance to actually go over the quiz with 6th period. So 7th period, just bear with me right quick while I go over two simple questions that will look like what's going to be on the quiz for 6th period. So 6th period, if you look at this first question, I have y equals x plus 2 squared minus 4. The first thing that I'm going to ask, or that the quiz will ask, is what is the shape? At this point, we all know that the shape of this expression or this function is a parabola. The next question will probably be, what are the shifts? And if you pay close attention, we need to be careful because let's start with this one right here first, which is a plus 2. It's inside with the x variable, so that means we have to consider their movements first. They're going to be moving left or right. But in this case, because it's inside with the x, we have to think the opposite. So what is the opposite of a positive 2? Negative 2. That's right. And so a negative 2 is in which direction? To the left or to the right? Exactly. So it will be moving left 2. And then if the number is outside, in other words, separated from the x, then that's either going to move it up or down depending on the sign of that number. In this case, that number is negative, so it will move down 4. Then your quiz will also say the sketch part, which is obviously a parabola. And remember what I told you about sketching for this quiz. I want you to sketch the parent function first. So I know that my parent function is a parabola opening up with vertex at the origin. So let me go ahead and quickly draw it. And I know it's not going to look nice right now because I'm using a draw method that I really don't like. So just bear with me for a minute. Okay, so that is my version of a parabola opening up. And in this case, after I draw my parent function, now I can actually do my actual problem, which is to the left 2 and down 4. So if I go to the left 2, 1, 2, and down 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, it's right here, and I actually will open upwards again. So let me go ahead and draw the new transformation. So let me do the shifts again. Left 2, 1, 2, and then down 4, 1, 2, 3, 4. And that is my new transformation right there. Okay, and then the last part will be opens. I forgot to include that in the quiz because I had already made the quiz since yesterday. So I know it may be out of order, and that's perfectly fine. But we do know that even though you don't see it, this expression is in standard form. A is 1, which is right here. Again, you don't see it, but it's there. And 1 is greater than 0, which means this parabola will be opening up. Now, each question on your quiz will be worth 25 points. 5 points if you get the shape correct. 5 points if you get the shift correct. 5 points if you get the sketch correct. And each of those sketches will be counted separate. So your parent function will be counted for 5 points and your transformation function will be counted for 5 points. And then the question of opening up or down, I actually need to change this to upwards, will actually be worth 5 points also. So we have 5 points, 10 points, 15 points, 20 points, and 25 points. So make sure you have all of the info that I asked for. And again, remember, go ahead and add the D part. So if you want to, this will be your D part. Your sketch will be your C part. The shift will be your B part, and then your A part will be the shape. Okay, now let's look at the next one. Next example. It's still a parabola, so again, your A will be the shape, which is a parabola. That's my first 5 points. Your B part will be the shift. In this case, it is a parabola, a quadratic function, but the number is separated from the variable, so that means it's going to be either moving up or down, depending on the sign. In this case, it's a positive 1, so it will be moving up 1 unit, so that's all we do, up 1. Then your sketch, as you can see, is right there. And let's go ahead and draw it right quick. First, you need to start off with your parent function. So we know a parent function is a parabola opening up with a vertex at the origin, right there. Okay, and then I actually do my shift, so it's a parabola, and I believe it's still opening up because this x squared is positive, and all we do is just move it up 1 unit. So let me go ahead and draw my new transformation function. Which is right there. And now make that in red. Okay, so that's part C, and then part D, even though it's out of order, and I want you to still add it in there, so please don't forget. I'm telling you right now, do not forget to add that D part, which is the opens part, and of course, like I said, it's upwards. Now, if you want to give me this part before your sketch and relabel it as A, B, and then C as your opens, and then D as your sketch, you can do that as well. So this message is for 6th and 7th periods. Okay, so I think this is a pretty quick and easy review. You're only going to have 4 questions on the quiz. You should not have a problem with it. Now, again, let's go ahead and take care of some housekeeping rules. After you are done with your quiz, you are expected, let me go ahead and make this into a bigger font. You are expected to turn in 5 presentation grades. Okay, again, you are expected to turn in 5 presentation grades. So please make sure that you turn them in. Now, if I get a quiz from you and I do not get any presentation grades from you, you will get 0.50 presentation grades. So make sure you turn them in. Now for 6th period, the person that will be in charge of picking up those quizzes will be Courtney Rivers. Courtney will be picking up the quizzes and make sure you turn them into the sub, and the sub will know what to do with them. If Courtney is not there, then I expect AJ to be the second person in case Courtney isn't there to pick up the quizzes. Now, also, when y'all are done, make sure you give your presentation grades. We can give your presentation grades to, let's give John Villalobos. So if you can give him your presentation grades to pick up, and then John, just make sure that you turn them into the sub, and the sub will know what to do with them. Okay, for 7th period, the person that will be responsible for picking up the quizzes will be Naka. If Naka isn't there, then I would like for Haley to pick up those quizzes. And also for presentation grades, I would like Leslie to make sure you pick up the presentation grades. Or if not, we can make sure that, let's see, Jolie can pick them up. So again, for 6th and 7th period, you have to turn in 5 presentation grades. That is not negotiable. Not negotiable at all. Salma, if you can do me a favor, if you can make sure that you pick up the calculators, I will leave the closet open. So pick them up, put them in the bag for me, please. And then once you're done, make sure you lock the closet for me. And also, Javaris or Tavion, if you could please make sure that you turn off my projector, that would be great. Thank you so much. And I believe that I don't have anything else to say. Again, I do apologize for not being there, but I expect that this is the only thing that I do have to cover. Again, let's go over it. Take your quiz. Make sure you do your 5 presentation grades. After that, make sure you turn those in. So first take your quiz, turn it in, or give it to the person who's responsible to pick it up. Then start working on your presentation grades. Presentation grades are anything from section 2.1 or 2.2. We are almost done with 2.2, so I see no reason as to why you can't answer any questions from that section. So anything from section 2.1 or 2.2. And then I won't see you on Monday either because it is an early dismissal. So once again, I want to remind you that that is the time where your parents can pick up your report card from 6:30 to 8:30, and I will give an incentive, which is a 10-point bonus on any tests. So if you're interested in getting that bonus or those bonus points, make sure you tell your parents. Other than that, I expect to see you all next week on Tuesday, and have a good weekend.